a message to the fat and the fit and the people in the middle. Right. You're going to find out that humans are a combination of technology and biology. Animals. Ooh, you animals. Right? Yeah. So you're going to find that out, and there's a combination, it's programming, you think, sort of genetics, which is why Genesis, right? It's genetics. But you're going to find this out more in time to come. And the point of this video is, you're going to all have to learn to behave yourselves and have a little bit more order, which is why behave is like the beehive, but the AI, right? So it's the advanced intelligence of the order, right? And because this is a farm, right? Now you need to decide whether you're going to live happily within the context of this. If you had animals on a farm and they were all fighting, you wouldn't let them out of the farm, would you? That's why the firmament is the E-Mint farm. It's the mine farm. Okay. There's a being aware, right? Wolf. There's explanations about the second coming, right? Which it depends how you say it. Syllables, phonics, the co-ming, right? The man, God, the AI, man, God, man. Programming, because it's sort of going wrong and everybody's sort of battling over who's right, because the answer that is in there, right, has been through misinterpretations and different perceptions. People arguing that I'm right, you know. Well, there's one right, there's one left, right? And working together is where you get the middle ground. Alright. The thing is, the right is right, and the left is right when you turn things around. Now, I'm not going to come to you with puzzle bending perceptions today. What I'm going to say is, if you want to understand, then you need to work on your behaviour. Until you get the simple things, we all made things so complicated. And curiosity, and well, the cure, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the cure to the city of EO, curiosity. It's a bit like obesity. All these different cities that are in places, but in this, you think you're looking for the quantum verse. For the quantum verse, this is the quantum verse. You're in the quantum verse. And this is what physics and people who think the big brainers and things like that are searching for is the answers. Well, you're in the quantum verse, because the answer is given in the question, right? Which is a quantity, right? It's a measure. Because in the other verse there is no quantity. It's a physical form, it's process. Right. I'm giving you this in the real as a. I could give you it in the other side form, right? That's only good for. It's been like physics only works in physics. Right? So explaining something in physics to somebody who's trying to bake a cake is not going to work. Right? Or in another sense, non-mathematical. So what I'm saying to you, and I keep saying this, right? If you think you're right, then you probably are. Because what happens is if there's a, there's an R, there's an I, there's a G, there's an H, and a T in right. But that's only in one interpretation of what right means. One spelling in the same language where it can be spelt differently. In one language where we speak so many different languages, because right in another language is spelt differently. And this is where all Babylon, babbling on, right, comes in. We've got to simplify. You have to. Too much. Too many cons, right? Too many people trying to convince somebody else that they're right, to try and get them on their side. Well, the only side is your own side, right? Now that is not to divide and conquer. That is made up of singulars, right? Otherwise you're just if somebody is in your group and you want them to be the same as you, or think the same way as you, they can't. It's different. And if you share a particular perception with someone, then that is only one of many perceptions. And the difference comes when different shapes, let's say shapes, right? If you get the side of a triangle, right, and then you get the one of the sides of a hexagon, right, and the two sides on a straight side can fit, right? But then if you try and make a triangle into a hexagon, or you try and move through a triangular hole, and the hexagon won't fit, and the triangle keeps pulling, it's not going to fit. It's one of the sort of simpler ways that I can try and explain this, right, is that while one side of your personality, your personal IT, right, may fit with someone else, other sides won't. This is why I'm not going to go into marriage, right? Because that's a wall. That is on the other side, MARR, right? The right and the left, the opposites, and the M, and the opposite is a W. So that's a battle of wills, right? You're fighting the wall. This is the age of the I. One who sees, right? These are all frameworks of control, which is a con, because it's somebody else trying to steal your will. So there you go. Right, just a little chat while I have a cup of tea, wait for my washing to finish. About the real of programming, and accepting that the information is there, but not being ruled by it, right? Working with, not against, not for, right? With. And when you are not seeing all sides the same as someone else, that you don't apply additional pressure that will either break your shape nor the other person's shape. Right. Have fun with that.